Hey guys, what's up? I'm Carson and today I'm going to be making a video about rereading my first novel, Valor. It's been a little bit since I've made a writing video, since I made any video, and my life kind of just got crazy hectic at the end of the semester. I was really sick for about a month and a half, 2 months, on and off different antibiotics. It was not fun, but I'm feeling much better now and I finished my semester. I don't have any more assignments except for one tiny assignment, which I'm gonna do right after filming this clip, and I'm ready to jump back into writing and revising. I've really missed my stories, like a lot. So today and tomorrow probably I want to reread my first novel, Valor, and go through Susan Dennard's revision plans. So basically what I'll be doing is rereading the novel and making notes, making a little mark in the manuscript that corresponds to a note in my journal about editing things based on different categories. So I'm going to explain that a little bit more once I start getting into it, because I want to reread what she wrote on her website about this particular step in the editing process, and I will leave this step linked down below if you guys want to read it and use this editing process while you're editing your work. Okay, so I finished reading what Susan Dennard has online about her revision plan style. And here's a quick breakdown of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be reading my manuscript. When I come across a problem, I'm going to put a small mark in the manuscript about that problem and then transfer it over to my notebook for my revisions and give a little bit more detailed of a description of the issue that's going on, and then keep reading. So I'm not going to be fixing anything or writing anything in the manuscript per se. I'm just marking where the problem is. So when I'm going through again, I can find that mark and match it up with the notebook. She suggests doing marks for plot, character, setting, and other. Oh, the sun just came out. But I'm going to be adding one to that list. I'm going to be adding religion because my story is a historical fiction story and it has a sequel that I'm working on right now. And in the sequel, religion is a lot more important than it is in the first book. So I really want to be able to mark places where religion can have a bigger impact or has a little bit of an impact, but definitely could be amped up, because I want the first book to have that undertone of mythology, religiousness, so that it kind of leads into the second book where it's really a main component. So I have these beautiful sticky notes that I saw at Target. I literally could not resist. So each of them corresponds to one of the 5 categories that I'm going to be marking in my book. Like I said, character, plot, religion, setting, other. So I'm going to be using these in a different step. I don't get to use them now, which is super sad because they're so beautiful. But basically what I need at this point, I have my journal here. This is my journal that I use for like all the time, every day sort of things. Posey, nobody's here. Nobody's here. It's okay. You can go back to sleep. No. That's posy, ladies and gentlemen. This is my notebook journal that I use every day for, you know, my thoughts and all of my issues. And we're not going to be using that for revisions. I have a separate notebook that I bought specifically for doing these revisions and for maybe starting like a story Bible-ish for, what am I trying to say? For Valor and for Might, so that I can keep my stuff for them all organized and together. So what I'm going to be needing for this, if you want to do it with me, follow along, I'm going to be needing markers, because I think what I'm going to do is use markers instead of colored pens to mark it in my manuscript, mostly because I'm trying to stick with the color theme that matches the beautiful post-its. So I have markers that each correspond to one of the post-its and one of the issues that I'm going to be looking for, and I'm actually gonna draw them on a index card so I can have it next to me so I don't forget which marker goes to which issue and all that jazz. So you're gonna need something to mark your manuscript with. For me, I'm using markers. You're gonna need something to write in your journal with, and I'm just going to be using a plain black pen. This is my new journal for Valor specifically. I'm very excited to open it up and write in the first page. And you're also going to need your manuscript. She highly recommends that you have your manuscript printed out, and lucky for me, I already have draft 2 of my manuscript printed out. This is part 1 of my manuscript, and honestly, if I get through part 1 today, I'll be super excited about it. So I am going to get all of my stuff set up around me and get started. Okay, so I did my hour. I didn't really get a lot of reading done in that hour, but I did start, which is great, and I kind of set up my notebook, so I'm going to show you guys that right now before I leave, and then hopefully I can come back and read more. This first half of Valor is about 300 pages, which is a lot, but I've read 300 pages in a day before, so hopefully I can get it done, and then I can read the second half tomorrow, and then I'll read the whole book in 2 days. So let me show you what my page looks like. So the first thing I did was set up a pen test sec where I can have all of my colors for color coding listed, and then I wanted to see if things would ghost through the page, which they ghost a little bit, but it doesn't bother me too much, and if it does bother me, then I'll probably switch to a different pen. But that's the first thing I did, and then I began actually taking my notes. So I'm gonna cover most of this. I don't think that it's necessarily any spoilers or anything that you'd be able to piece together, but basically what I have here is the first column is called dot, and those are the colors of each of my, you know, topics that I'm looking for, and the number of how many times I've mentioned it. So you can see for character I have 3 of them, and for the rest of them I only have 1. But as this goes along, I'm sure this is going to get huge. This is how Susan Dennard recommended doing it, numbering the amount of problems. She recommended doing it per chapter, but my chapters are kind of short, so I think I'm just going to try to do it for the whole manuscript. Or maybe I'll do part 1 and part 2. We'll see what happens when I get to the end of part 1. Then I have the page number of the manuscript. For some reason, when I printed it out, they didn't number the first page, so it's 0, I guess. and then the description of what the issue is. And you can see from the amount of spacing here that some are longer than others, but yeah, that's basically what it looks like. And I'm sure I'm gonna fill up multiple pages with this new format. And so you have more of an understanding of what it looks like in the book. That's sort of what my markings look like. I just put a little bit of the marker, and then I put the number of the issue that I'm talking about so it corresponds to the numbers in the notebook. So I am gonna head to the gym, and then I'm gonna come back and hopefully keep going and get a little bit further into this. Oh, hey guys. So obviously it's not the same day. The lighting is kind of bad because it's early in the morning in my dorm. So obviously it's been a while. I have moved back. At this point, I'm back in my dorm, and what you just saw of me working on rereading, that's all that's happened so far. So don't worry, you didn't miss anything. You don't need to catch up on anything because nothing happened. So the goal today is to take you through my day and hopefully have just like a super kick-ass productive day where I read the first half of Valor. So I just did my laundry, and like, I'm a college student, right? It's not quiet. You can hear people blow drying, you can hear a truck in the back, but we're gonna make do with what we got because I have a limited amount of time every day. I understand at this point in my life that it is not realistic for me to expect that I am going to finish all of Valor in one day, which is the whole point of the rereading thing, and I'm sure I said that in the other video, but like, that's just not realistic for me where I'm at in my life. I'm currently digging through my underwear drawer to find stray socks so I can match those up, because I'm sick of trying to run out the door, because yes, I'm always running out the door and like literally not being able to find a pair of socks that go together. Anyway, yeah, I'm realistic enough to tell myself that there's probably not, I'm not gonna get through all of Valor in one go because it's a big book, and I just honestly, I don't have that much time to sit down and read it all at once, which is totally fine. That's cool. I'm glad that I'm honest with myself. I'm like shoving all of my socks and tights in this drawer right here. I'm glad that I'm being honest with myself about that. So we're probably gonna do 2 reading vlogs. For Valor, we're gonna do one where I read the first half and one where I read the second half, which actually kind of works out really well because Valor itself, printed out, is 2 separate halves. So today, if we want to be clear about what's on the agenda for today, I have a meeting with one of my advisors in like 15 minutes, which is why I'm multitasking here. So once I have that meeting, it shouldn't be long. I'm expecting it to be under an hour. So that meeting's at 10, it's like 9:30-ish right now. When we get back, we're gonna start. I'm nervous. Half of Valor printed out. The first half is about 300 pages, which is like, realistically, that's not bad to read in a day. My worry comes in about like taking active notes and getting the most out of it while I'm trying to read it pretty quickly. Hey guys, so it's almost 11:30, it's 11:24 right now. I went to my meeting. My meeting went really well, which I'm super grateful for because I've been having trouble motivating myself to write my history thesis. So I'm glad that my meeting went well with that advisor, and I'm feeling like I'm in a better place to move forward with that project. I'm feeling a little anxiety-ish energetic-ish. I don't know. I'm not feeling very calm. So I think I'm going to give myself a half hour to 45 minutes to write in my journal and watch something before I really dive into Valor edits, because I want to reread Valor in a very positive headspace. I don't want to feel stressed out by it. I want to be happy and excited to be there and to dig back into my world and my characters. So let's try to calm myself down, get myself back to that point, and get reading. Okay, so did journaling help me? No, not really. Let's be honest. But I journaled for a little bit. I started watching, that's my boyfriend. I started watching The Game Plan, the Brock movie on Disney Plus, and now I'm ready to read. So let's get set up. I'm gonna start on my bed, and if I can't work on my bed, then I'm gonna move to my desk, and if I'm still having trouble focusing at my desk, then I'm gonna move to the common area in my dorm downstairs. But for right now, we're gonna try to do like at least 1 hour completely straight through. If I can, I'd like to do 2 hours straight through. So I will update you guys in a little bit. So it's much later. It is bedtime. It's late. And raise your hand if you put too much on your plate to actually get done today. Oh yeah, it's me. Yeah, that was me. It took me a lot longer to get through my book than I thought it would. I'm only on page 100 out of the 300 that I wanted to read today, and I swear to you guys, I spent like 3 hours on it. Granted, I have had a massive headache for the last 3 days maybe, but I didn't think it would take me this long to read it, especially because Susan Dennard suggests that you read it all in one day. That would literally never be possible for me, but I think that that's okay. I feel as I'm reading back over it that I have a good grasp on the story, and honestly, what I'm feeling at this point is that it's just too big. I'm an overwriter. I've always been an overwriter, and there's just so much to this story that can go and doesn't need to be there. Which prior gave me a lot of anxiety. But right now I'm trying to take it as this great opportunity to make the story better. And I'll be honest, I'm just trying to get through the rereading section of this method so I can get to making the index card system for the scenes that I have now and figuring out how best the story and the characters can work together to be something amazing, because I know it can be something amazing. I can feel it when I'm reading it. I just am getting a little overwhelmed by everything that I'm seeing that I would want to change or do differently, which is normal because it's not like I wrote this book a few months ago and I'm coming back to it. These beginning pages were written 4 years ago, which is insane to even say, but 4 years ago. I was a kid 4 years ago. I was in high school 4 years ago. So it's okay that they're not great, and it's okay that I want to rewrite them. I'm also getting so much inspiration for creating a story Bible, which is something that I've been saying that I'm going to do and that I've never really done because it seems like such a daunting task, but I feel like it'll be something that I kind of start and have the layout for going into this next draft with Valor, and that I can just continually fill in and make sure it's really strong and look back on while I'm rewriting. I also think I might go through Anatomy of Story with Valor, which is something that I did with Might, my second novel, and I think helped me have a stronger grasp on why the story is going the way it's going and why the characters are doing what they're doing, because that's something I need to know as a writer, and I need to be able to reveal to you as the reader. So what I'm basically trying to say is I didn't get as much done as I wanted to today, but I feel very positive about the work I did get done, and I feel very hopeful about work in the future going well. Rereading it is great, and it's giving me a good foundation, and I am enjoying taking the little notes in my notebook, but at the same time what I'm finding is that I want to take notes on everything. I think everything is overwritten. I think everything isn't accurate to who the characters are, because by the time I finished writing the book, the characters were so different than what they are in these beginning sections. And so I have like briefly showing you, like, I've got pages and pages of notes, but I wanted to take more. So I think that rereading is great. It's giving me a whole bunch of ideas and a great foundation, but the next steps are going to be where the important stuff is, where the meat of the story is, breaking it down by scene, figuring out the purpose of each scene, what it stands for. I'm very, very excited about that. So I think I'm going to sign off for right now, and you guys will see me again tomorrow morning. So see you then. Okay guys, it's been a while. I'm gonna make a video all about how my expectations in terms of the timeline of rereading this were way off. But we are going to finish the first half of Valor today, right now. It is 4:45. I talk to my boyfriend every night. He calls around 7 o'clock on his way home from work, which means we have 2 hours and 15 minutes. And in that time, I want to read the last 100 pages of Valor and get dinner. Here's the thing. I live in a dorm, so I have to get dinner before the dining hall closes, which means that I might not finish by 7, but that is the goal. We're gonna try really hard to finish by 7. And also, I stayed in my like nice outfit from today until I filmed this clip so that you guys could see that I don't always wear pajamas, but now I'm gonna go put on some comfy clothes to sit at my desk and read my novel. So let's do this thing. I'm excited, I'm ready. Okay guys, I am in my comfies. I have my blanket and I have all my stuff set up. So here we go, the last leg of this journey for this video, because there's still a whole another half of the novel, but that's okay. The last leg of this journey with this part 1. Let's do this thing. It's much later. We have 33 pages left to go in part 1, and I'm going to get dinner because I'm hungry and I'm also tired, and I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep with my face in the book. But guys, we're almost there. We are so close. We made it, guys. I finished Valor Part 1, and I'm really freaking proud of myself. I'm probably gonna do a sort of wrap up to this, what I can only assume is gonna be an extremely long video tomorrow when I'm more with it. But right now, I finished, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm trying to ignore the fact that there's a whole nother half of this book for me to read. Thanks for going on this crazy whirlwind journey with me, and I will see you in a few hours to wrap it up. Hey guys, so I'm sitting on the floor with you, and I'm here to end this vlog. Thank you so much if you have stuck around throughout this entire kind of hodgepodge pieced together vlog of me rereading the first half of my novel. It may not seem like it while I was going through it, but this process meant a lot to me, and I learned a lot about who I am as a person, what my story is, what it's meant to be, and who I am as a writer. And I'm really grateful for all of those things that I did end up learning. I have plans to make some videos about some of the lessons and revelations that I have had throughout this process, and of course I still have a whole nother half of a novel to read. So there's going to be another vlog coming up. I don't want to give myself a strict deadline, but I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks I will have another vlog up with the second half of Valor. So if you are on the edge of your seat to see other things that I'm going to learn or some other rereading shenanigans, those should be coming up soon. And I know I've been a little absent with videos. I'm not gonna lie, I lost my SD card when I moved back to school. I just could not find it for like literally months, and then eventually I found it and I started doing work again, but because I didn't have it, I gave myself an excuse to not do anything. Hopefully I won't do that again. So I have plans for videos. I have plans for videos the whole month of March, and hopefully that'll continue on into April, and as we keep going with, you know, the year and months as you do. But I'm so grateful for everybody who watches this video or even watches part of this video. Maybe you didn't get all the way to the end. That's okay. Thank you for watching part of this video, and let me know if you've ever had to reread one of your works and how it went. If you felt like you struggled with it, or you just breezed through it, or you didn't have any type of emotional reaction to it, those are all valid. I would love to hear your stories in the comments down below. If you like what you saw and you want to see more writing and reading sometimes content from me, please subscribe. I would love to have you here. Every single one of you means literally so much to me, and getting to share my story with you is just really amazing. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.